Okay, moments ago, first off, another sip of my Dunkin' Donut coffee. Now open in Calcutta. You know you love it. And I'll tell you, I'm sure those coaches that are going to be gathering around the tri-state Saturday morning to watch game film will be getting a couple of dozen of donuts and some coffee for their breakfast as they are about ready to kick off, as we mentioned, Oak Glen, who Mr. Arnaud Sr. is the special teams coach. We were talking to his son, the coach, moments ago. They began at at home against Weirton on Friday. Teddy, just quickly, before we talk Steelers football, I want to give you a chance. Your son did such an eloquent job explaining this year's season and all the nuances and things that you expect. But boy, I tell you, this is an exciting time of year, and to open at home against Weirton this coming Friday, August 25th, that's a big ticket.
Well, for Oak Glen boys, this is a big game because it's a great rivalry. Weirton's had a really good program the last few years. Coach Filberto has done a good job bringing people in, coaching them up, and he's got a good program. So, we're looking at Oak Glen to have that same kind of experience, and I think we got a good group of kids that are going to go out and play tough. We got a great line, got some great skill kids, so it's going to be fun.
All right, Steelers Colts. Ben Roethlisberger, first preseason action of the year this coming Saturday, August 26, 7:30 at Heinz Field. Steelers.com today. Jerry Dulac's Pittsburgh Post-Gazette article getting a lot of PR. Stephon Tuitt and Cam Hayward showing a whole lot of respect for Anthony Chickillo, from hardworking teammate to his transformation from a 285-pound defensive end to a 250-pound outside linebacker on the depth charts, actually ahead of Arthur Moats. What's up with Anthony Chickillo, Ted?
Well, he looked good last week. Couple of sacks. Was in the backfield a lot. Looks like he's had a heck of a year in the off season, improving, getting his speed up. He's really quick compared to what he used to be. So I think he's definitely going to be in the mix.
Steelers pick up from Washington cornerback Deshaun Phillips in exchange for center Lucas Crowley. What does it mean? Well, he was waived by the Cowboys 2014, practice squad 2015 Washington, and then later put on the active roster list. Is this just, you think, they're just a little concerned with their depth in the defensive backfield, the Steelers?
Absolutely. This is filling out your depth chart. And he's got some experience. They're looking at trying to make sure that they have the bottom end of their depth chart filled out so that they can start replacing if there are injuries or anything. Somebody's having a bad game. So I think it's a smart move. I think they're just making sure that depth chart is, which is a great indication for Steelers fans that they're considering that part of the roster, because that means they're pretty comfortable with their first couple of lines.
All right, offensive line, let's break it down. Marquise Pouncey back in the mix at center. Alejandro Villanueva, left tackle, always important for a throwing quarterback. You've got at left guard Ramon Foster, right guard David DeCastro, right tackle Marcus Gilbert. That's a pretty good lineup, Ted.
It's been the best offensive line I think that the Steelers have had in years, and they've taken time putting it together. Remember, that was a big problem a couple of years ago, but you look at every one of those names, they can start anywhere in the NFL. So you have them all on this team. It should show some great stuff especially with the fact that you got a running game that's solid, especially after this Saturday. You've got receivers that are just, it's almost an embarrassment of riches for the Steelers right at the moment. So you need that line to get Ben some time and open some holes so you keep everybody honest on the defensive end of the ball. And the Steelers got that right now. It's just going to be a great year to watch them.
Big Ben, Marquise Pouncey, support Le'Veon Bell, tweeting to a fan he should be back by September 1st. Other things making news in the NFL. Anthony Lynn, the head coach of the LA Chargers, the Bolts playing down a rivalry in the future with the LA Rams. That's going to be a great rivalry, I think, Ted.
Oh, it's we're high Oak Glen, only with the NFL.
There you go.
You got inner city local rivals. It's going to be great. I mean, it could develop to be the Steelers and Browns, and I think the Browns seem to be putting together their package a little bit better to make that rivalry great again. So anything that you have a close situation like that, those are great rivalries. You look at the Jets and the Patriots, Buffalo and the Patriots. All those regional rivalries are great.
Da, 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 da. Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I'm telling you, this kid from Cleveland, Deshaun Kaiser, Hugh Jackson says he's passed all of his tests. He's going to get the preseason start against Tampa Saturday. 19 of 31, 258 yards, 1 touchdown. He's tall. He rides tall in the saddle. He can throw the deep ball. Ted, I think the Cleveland Browns have a future quarterback and a franchise quarterback. I know it's early, but I mean, wake up the echoes. This is something that is definitely, for the Cleveland Brown fans, worth wanting to go see.
Well, you look at the number of quarterbacks they've had over the last 5 years. It may only be surpassed by the number of coaches they've had over the last 5 years, but they seem to be settling down to a rhythm. And if they can get this kid to be not just the quarterback leader, but a true leader of the team, which he's going to have to be at quarterback, then they've got something. And obviously they've built a strong defense, looks like, coming into this year. They need to fill out some of their offensive pieces, but this is where you do it with a franchise quarterback.
Listen, FS1 tomorrow, I got to talk to you about this, and I had said that I was done talking about it, but I figured if I could get through all of the football stuff, I could talk to you about Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. FS1, the home of Undisputed, with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless, I believe one of the greatest print journalists ever. Skip Bayless believes Conor McGregor can knock him out. Shannon Sharp says, forget it, the greatest defense fighter in the business. Mayweather's people saying, look, the guy can punch. He's in great shape. He's not your typical 40-year-old. And then you got Dana White, whether you like him or not, he's done a great job promoting and creating the UFC brand. He said, look, this guy was a born fighter. He loves to fight. He's going to shock a lot of people. He knows what he has to do. He's got to land the big punch early. Ted, believe it or not, funny thing on the way to this yawner, I've actually gotten a little excited about it. You can watch it in local movie theaters. You can get it Showtime Boxing. Just break this thing down. So is there a puncher's chance for Conor McGregor here?
Oh, he's definitely got a puncher's chance, but he's going up against a tremendous defensive fighter. But he's going up against a tremendous defensive fighter who's 40 years old. So he's definitely got a chance. But you follow Mayweather. He's got that shoulder roll. He's got all the defensive moves that he needs. And you just got to wonder if he'll frustrate McGregor to the point where McGregor reverts to some MMA-type moves or something that would disqualify him. That I could see happening within the first 5 rounds.
Hey, listen, I kind of got this shirt buttoned in honor of my man Ice Cube, who I absolutely love. He is a great entrepreneur, and he has come a long way since that group known as NWA. He's a movie star. He's a writer, director. He's just done so much. But he's got this big three league basketball that's going to play their championship game in Vegas on Saturday prior to this fight. I just want to talk about a business and a sporting thing that I think could actually become a real winner. They've got renewed for another year. They're getting all of these great NBA players who still have a lot of game. It's physical basketball. You play with your back to the basketball, meaning the backboard, and it's that 4-point shot that people can't wait to see. And these players have a lot more energy, obviously, because they're only playing a half court. I actually think this thing may survive a lot longer than things like the USFL. Ice Cube may be onto something here, Ted.
Well, he could. I'm not sure how big of a fan base that he can take from the NBA. It's kind of a symptomatic that he's fighting before the McGregor-Mayweather fight, because it's more entertainment than it is basketball as we know it. But there's nothing wrong with entertainment. As you know, my tagline used to be, that's entertainment.
Yeah.
So it is. It's entertainment. Is it pure basketball? Probably not. Does it have a long-term possibility? I don't know. Most of that stuff usually doesn't. But, the guy's an expert at knowing what his audience is. He's got the millennials coming up who would probably like something like that. I think it's more of a generational thing than anything. But, hey, you got to take a shot.
Hey, Ted, it's hard for you.
Point shot.
Hey, it's hard for you to think about anything other than Oak Glen football right now, isn't it?
It sure is.
I know. That's why I love you, baby. That's why I love you. Go Bears. I got my T-shirt. I got my T-shirt. I'm going to be rocking it all weekend. Come on now.
Right.
We got to beat Weir High. Tony Filberto, he understands. He was there for a while. It's Ted Arnaud Jr.'s time. It's the Bears' time, and hopefully they'll come.
The kids are going to give it a go. I mean, he's got a good program, Filberto does, but they're ready. I really think they're ready. I think they're, I gave them the old speech today about Everybody can have the greatest game plan in the world, but as soon as they get hit in the head, the game plan goes right out the door. And I told them that their job is to hit him in the head first.
Hey, listen, he's your son. I brag on him all the time, and he probably wouldn't let us do this if he knew we were doing it, but we're doing it anyway. What people need to understand about your son, he's a great teacher, and I love public school teachers, but he's got an analytical mind. I've heard you and him in conversations where he's actually had you on the ropes a few times because he's just a smart young man. And his style of coaching and what he is bringing to that playbook, they've never seen anything like that on that side of the Ohio River. So it's going to take a while for this team and this program to ramp it up. But it is a thinking type of game like I think this region has never seen before. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would. He's got it plotted out every step of the way. You got to have players that step up and believe in the program. I think they have. It is complicated, and it's tough for them to really get adjusted to. This is really the first year we've implemented it because he didn't come in as head coach till mid in June of last year, so he really didn't have time for an off-season development program. So this is really the first year of implementing his system, and I think the kids are buying into it. That's the most important part.
Ted, we'll talk to you Sunday at 12:30 on the Coons Market Black and
You
Gold
got
Sunday
it.
Show.
Thanks, Rob.
Go
All right,
Bears.
bye-bye.
All right, folks, back with more in a little bit of Legacy Studio. Stay with us.